Hey, do you like playing with paint, paper, glue, scissors, inks, dyes, gel plates? My name's Leigh and I love to play around with all of those things and create mixed media art and make junk journals. So on that note, let the creating begin. Hello my crafty pals, it's Leigh here, back to do another Margarete Miller. And a Margarete Miller weekly assignments, which is 52 weeks of prompt assignments to cut out and you use in your glue book. So we're up to week 40. That means 13 weeks of the year left. Christmas is closing in on us. Okay, so the prompts for this week are a window or door. So I hunted through my Daphne's diaries and found a couple of doors that I might use. I also found that picture, which I thought it's got a window, but I'm thinking I might use that for something else. So something that represents time. This is also a page from Daphne's diary. I thought it might make a nice background, or I'm just going to cut out that bit with the word time. I'm not sure yet. Chewing gum or cough drop wrapper. I'm not doing that. Nothing inspires me about that, so I'm going to use the bonus instead, which is a bug or an insect. A piece of clothing. Once again, found these in Daphne's diary. Picture of a pair of jeans that's been embroidered on. There was this little strip of baby rompers. There's also the clothes this lady is wearing, and there's this paper dress that I made some time ago. I made a whole heap of them. Didn't use them for anything, of course. And when I was doing this, because this is quite bulky, I had an idea about cutting out a dress from a piece of fabric. So I've got some eco-dyed fabric here. Use that as a template. Perhaps cut out a dress from that instead. Get a little bit arty with it. Block text. So that one says fragment. And then on this one it says for the end. I think I might cut out those pieces. The bonus is a bug or an insect. This came out of Daphne's diary as well, and it's actually not a butterfly. It's been made out of leaves and bits of stick. It was a feature article about an artist who makes insects. Alrighty, so that's what I'm working with today. I have my book ready, but what I wanted to show you before I start, I'm working on a series of making some special papers for a project that's coming up soon. I've been watching Louise Janetta's videos on making unique papers, and I actually released a video last night, and the link is in the right hand corner over there somewhere. If you click on that, you can see how I made that. I need to glue that down, it's coming up a bit. So this was made from pieces of eco-dyed fabric that I have glued onto tissue paper, and I've just put a little, wiped some paint over the back of it. And then this one was made from tissue paper. You see, I'm holding it up against the light, you can see how transparent it is. So that's the back of it, and this was some of the leftover fabric from when I pulled the chindi rug apart to make my sky in the last Makers project. So there's also a link for that video in that corner as well. So if you just click on the eye, you can see the videos that I'm talking about. So I just thought I'd share that with you. So that was part one. In the next video, I'll be showing you how I make some paper from Mamagami'd magazine or book pages, and I'm going to be gluing them onto newspaper and then mamagamiing them again, and maybe put some washes over it. I'm not sure, but I'm really excited about some of the paper that I've already made when I was experimenting. I've got one drying on the line at the moment, and it's got all sorts of stuff in it. It's quite amazing, but it's too wet to handle and show it to you. But anyway, back to the task at hand. I'm going to work out my composition and then come back and put it together. Alrighty, so I've trimmed around my door, so I'm going to use this one, and I like it because it's a door and there's another doorway in there, and you can also see a bit of a window. But by cutting out this timepiece and putting it like that, cutting that piece out there, I can now see the clock that's on the wall in the background there, shows through there. So I like that little play. I cut the word time out. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that. Traced around this dress onto a piece of fabric, and I'm just going to cut it out. Might have to adjust it a little bit. It's a bit the proportions are a bit odd, I thought. So I'm cutting within the line to make it a little bit smaller. So there I have my piece of clothing. It's a bit wonky, so that might go there. That could go like that. That could go there. And then this butterfly I didn't cut right around it because it was already on a circle. Perhaps something like that. Perhaps something like that. And I'd like to do something in the background. So I'm going to just cover that with something. Amazing how much gesso is left over when you scrape it with one of these cards. I'm just going to put the leftover bit up the top there and dry that off. So I hope everybody is well and happy. I've had a couple of people ask me how Julie is going, but I haven't actually heard from her, so I'm not sure. I know she hasn't done anything on YouTube recently, so I'd say she's still not too well. And we'll wish her all the very best. I hope to see her back on board soon. I know a lot of people are missing her. Oh yeah, that's dry enough to work with. I'm going to do some stenciling on that with inks. Okay, so I've got my little splotchy, splattery stencil, and this one, which has been a favourite of mine for many years. Love this one. So I'm just going to do a couple of these flowers. I use this makeup sponge. Is it going to work? Oh, I've got to really push it in. Maybe this sponge isn't working very well. I'm not sure. I don't want to push from side to side because I think it will damage the stencil. I can't believe how fast this year is gone. It's just incredible, isn't it? You can't even tell what that is. Let's try with one of these sponge daubers, and it looks around about the goldy colour. Don't know whether it's the sponge or the stencil. That's going through a bit better, I think. Oh yeah. Looks more like a flower now. I was going to say I've never had that problem with this stencil before, but then I think I've only used it with paint. Maybe do this one up there. If you rub laterally, or horizontally I should say, you end up pulling the stencil apart, and it doesn't work anyway. I'm trying to avoid doing that. It's not too bad. It's quite subtle due to the colour, I think, because it is a gold, or it's called champagne, so it's not very dark. Should I keep going, do another one? why don't I use brushed corduroy? See how that goes. It's an oxide. Oh yeah, see that's much better. Working better anyway. Let's go up here. So I'm excited for tomorrow because it's grand final day for our NRL teams, which is the National Rugby League, and the two teams that are in the grand final are the Panthers and the Eels. So I'm going for the Eels. They haven't won a grand final for 36 years, so I'm hoping that they can pull it off tomorrow. The Panthers won it last year, and it's an unusual circumstance this year in that each team's coach has got a son who's in the team, and I don't know when that's happened before. Well, that oxide ink works way better than that other stuff, which I should put the lid on. It's Poppy Crafts Archival Ink Pad. Might be alright for stamping, but definitely not that great for stenciling. Liking the way that's looking. Hope that's not too bright in here. I'm right in front of the window. Just going to shut the blind a little bit. It's quite glary today. Do I need to do any more? I think just something up the top. Let's wipe that side of it off and turn the stencil over, so I've got some flowers that come in from the other way. If it puts a little bit of ink on the page, it doesn't matter. So them coming in on a bit of an angle there, and maybe angle one here. Yep, I like that. Okay, so we'll leave that as it is and swap that sponge over to the darker one because I want to go around the edges of my bits and pieces here. Alright, that's okay, so I'll use that. And I'm thinking I should cut the butterfly out completely rather than have it in that circle, because it's what it's doing by being in the circle is covering up something else. I would like to put a little bit of text stamp on there. I get my favourite text stamp. Oh, I sorted all my stamps out because they were just everywhere. All pulled off the sheets that they came on, and yeah, they were a right mess. And I'd seen on Kylie's channel, so Kylie from the Kylie Polton, she has all her stamps in folders, and I bought some of the folders and organised my stamps, and I tell you what, it took like 2 sessions of about 3 hours to get it all done. I just can't believe I've got so many stamps. And I did actually put some aside that are going to get donated, because they're things, you know, when you have to buy a set to get one particular stamp, and there might be 2 or 3 stamps in that set that you like, and then the rest you don't like and don't use. So anything that I didn't like or didn't use, I'm donating. Part of my de-stashing of stuff, I've actually thrown away some scraps. I can't believe I did it. I watched a video, what's her name, I can't think of the name of the channel, by B or something like that. Anyway, she has a system of storing her scraps where she has them sorted into 3 containers, and in small, medium and large size scraps. As she adds new ones in, she puts them at the front of the container, and every so often when the container gets full, she just grabs a handful of them from the back and throws them away, because she said that if they haven't been used and they've been sitting in the back of the of the container, then they're not going to be used, so she gets rid of them. It never has any more than what fits into the containers. I thought, what a great idea. And I have started to not keep as much, for the reason that you end up with just piles and piles of scraps everywhere. And it's alright doing scrap busting videos and things, scrap busting projects, but it doesn't get rid of everything. Okay, do I need to cut that down a bit? I'm thinking I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Just going to take off maybe that much. Yeah, I think that's a more manageable size. I know this clock is way, way too big, but that's okay. So I'm not going to ink around that. I'm going to still put my clock there so you can see the other clock behind it. You've still got the door there. We've got time somewhere there. We've got this dress. I'm second thinking this. Don't know whether it's a good idea or not to put it in, or whether I should look for an item and cut it out. I'm just going to narrow it down a bit. It doesn't look like a dress anymore. Like, well, that looks a bit better by doing that with the armholes. Trim it up a bit. I'll keep those fabric scraps because they'll get used for something else. So that looks better. And then the butterfly could go over the dress. That could go like that. Sort of needs a person in the dress, doesn't it? I wonder if I should go through my Tim Holtz faces, portraits, and find someone to fit into that dress. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the photos, find a head or shoulders or something to go into that dress. Found this lovely lady in amongst the photo booth photos, and the dress fits her nicely. I did trim the shoulders down a little bit, so she looks quite cute in that. So I'll cut her out. I think I'm just going to cut around her shoulders and hair. Just cut the background away and leave that part of the photo there. Otherwise she might look a little bit strange. Go like that, and that can go there, and I might even put that in there somewhere, I'm not sure. So that's what I'm doing there. I might just put her in somewhere around there. Let's work this out again. She hasn't got any arms, so we have to. Maybe I should stick the dress onto her, and then I can position it a bit more easily. So that one needs to be a bit straighter. Okay, so here we go, choppity chop. Ooh, I don't think I should have cut that. Never mind. I don't mind those bits there. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so I'm going to use this 450 glue. Pop that on. Let's see if it'll come out. Okay, it's a bit like Fabri-Tac, this glue. Not squeeze too hard, otherwise it'll just bobble up out of the top of the bottle when you turn your back on it. So I'll just take that up over her shoulder. Should I cut that out? Does she look funny without arms? Let's trim that down. Okie dokie, sweetheart, you're going to go in there like that, I believe. Oh, got glue on her. It's reflective. I think she should be something like that. And the insect, the butterfly. Maybe she's the butterfly. She's a butterfly girl. Okay, yep. I'm going to chop that off. Get rid of that for a start. And then see what it looks like. Get rid of this dark on the bottom here. And put her on the butterfly. Oh yeah, I like that. I think she needs to come away from that, so I need to move that across to there. These words in there. Would she look better if the wings were further down? Yes, she definitely would. Okay. I can see that this butterfly is going to end up being chopped in half and the wings spread out a bit. So she doesn't have any arms, but she's going to have wings. Okay, so like that. She can go on the timepiece. Yeah, okay, so they can go over there. Oh, I think I've finally worked it out. I'm sorry to be putting you through this. Right, I know what I'm doing. Where's my glue stick? Okay. So this is going down first. Oh, that's not very straight. Let's straighten that up. I can't cut a straight line. I don't know about anybody else, but no, it's still not straight, but it'll do. When I was working, I was making a doing up an international driver's permit for someone, and they provide a passport size photo that has to be glued into the permit. And I was trying to cut cut the photo down so it fit inside this square and cut the edges off from around it. And I kept cutting it crooked because it sort of kept going off one way or in that way. And in the end, the photo was so small it was almost couldn't be used. It's so embarrassing. And another time when I was doing it, it was my birthday. And you have to put the date of issue, write the date of issue. I put the year that I was born. That's the date, the year that the certificate was issued, the permit was issued. The poor customer had to come back because his permit had expired long before it was even issued. That was terrible. Okay, so let's get our little lady on there. Going to glue down the wings. It was just, you know, like word association. My boss wasn't very impressed, although she was never impressed with me. I don't think she liked me very much. Okay, that goes there, and then that one will go just under the 9 o'clock. Anyway, I've been much happier since I've been retired. So just under the 9 and coming there, I think. It was about where it was. I'll do. I'll glue this young lady down. She's got a lovely smile. Obviously she's enjoying herself, wherever she is. In the photo booth, that's where she was. That's nice. Her dress. Oh, is that right? Don't tell me I've put the wings too far apart. I think I have, you know. The glue's going bubbly. Dab it on. Smoosh it down. Jeez. I wonder if I can get that wing off and move it across without making a mess. Oh yeah, it hasn't fully stuck yet. Oh, that was lucky. Hadn't quite dried. Now we just need to put these other elements in here. I think I'll do it like that. Just apply some paste. Pop that on there. And then that one's going underneath the little wing tip there. Oops. Big blob of glue. So I'll pull it up and stick it on the back of this piece rather than waste it. Pop that in there. I might need to put some of this super duper glue on there. Oh, that's crooked. Just use some of this clear craft glue. Smush everything down. So that looks pretty nice. Let's just put some blotches in here and there. So I'm going to stencil them on today rather than splatter the paint around, just for something different. Some on the dress. Oops, that's alright. Don't press so hard. Okay, and a few down the bottom here. I'm feeling like that needs something lighter on it, a bit of white, so I think maybe some white, just splatter a little bit of white gesso, maybe. Be the way to go. Get it nice and loose. That's better. You can see it's going everywhere. Put it on your face, darling. Okay, that'll do for that. I'd like to go around the edge, and should I use the same paint, ink, or a different colour? I'm also thinking that blue might look nice around that. So I've got faded jeans. Put a new pad on there. Okay, don't forget Wednesday, for all the loyal troops that have been playing along with our collage challenge that Julie and I co-host, is the day for you to put your posts up or your video. So the theme for this scavenger hunt is music. So I hope you'll all join in. We've only got 2 more after that one, so we're only running to the end of the year, and then it's sayonara, baby. Okay, so let's write the date on there. I've got a purple pen here, so I'll use that. Today is the 1st of October. So first, the 10th, 2022. Please check out my other videos. I'd love it if you would watch. Give me a thumbs up or leave a comment. Ask questions about it if there's anything you're wondering about. Yeah, next video is going to be featuring monogami paper. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, all done. So I've got a window or a door. So I've got a door in the background, there's a door there, but it's covered up. Something that represents time is the pocket watch. I'm not using the chewing gum or cough drop wrapper. A piece of clothing, I made that dress from a piece of fabric and stuck that lady's head behind it. Block text, got my words off the music sheet there, and a bug or an insect. I've cut a butterfly apart and put them on the lady for her wings. That's week 40 of Margarete Miller, done and dusted. So I'll catch you in the next video. So that'll be another special paper one, I think. No, the next one will be the treasure hunt on Wednesday. I might get the paper one done in between, I'm not sure, to see how we go. But in the meantime, I want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbsy upsies. Leave a comment. If you like the video, tell your friends about it. If you don't like it, tell even more people about it. And check out the hashtag 2022 CWP40 for week 40 of the Margarete Miller Challenge. There's a link for Margarete's channel and website in my video description box. And I'll say hooroo from Australia. Bye for now. Oopsie. See ya.